This is Sully for Antisocial News, and this is the body count report for January 3rd. It is a Wednesday, my dudes. I'm not going to do the yell, but I really want to. Okay, I have broken it down for you in yesterday's body count report that Nigeria has some unresolved issues with the Fulani tribe, Muslim violence. And now we're going to talk about that because Buhari has declared the destruction of Boko Haram. Oh, good job. Good job, Mr. President. Good job. If only suicide blast hadn't killed 14 people in Borno Mosque, likely done by Boko Haram. And also, we have the attacks done by the Fulani herdsmen, which a lot of families have been directly affected by land grabs, power grabs, and just mafia-style murder conducted by herdsmen. People that are supposed to be dealing with cattle, providing beef for the land, and instead they are becoming a mafia, a militia, a criminal syndicate. And so we're seeing more and more of these horrific attacks, and they are being noticed by the Nigerian people. And I have Fayose yelling at Buhari over the Benue killings, and Atiku Abubakar condemning the killings, and then we have protests done by the youth against the herdsmen. So links in the description of this video. Honestly, this needs to be taken seriously because this is a ridiculous situation. Boko Haram makes a big show when they do a killing, but the Fulani herdsmen, it's just part of their way of life to go around and murder people. So they're even more dangerous than Boko Haram, killing dozens of people. Anyway, moving on. We have Peru, random death, bus crash, body count 48. I have this from two sources. Reuters.com and also Vanguard Nigeria reporting 48 killed after bus plunges 330 feet from cliff. And we have an Israeli story. The IDF state that the Islamic Jihad likely fired rockets during Oran Shul ceremony. So they have done a forensic analysis. They found that the rockets appear to be made in Iran. If I remember correctly, Islamic Jihad is the militant wing of Fatah, but I could be wrong on that. A lot of those groups have overlap in ideology, so I know I'm not too far off, even if I am wrong on that. But we are going to be keeping an eye on Israel, as we always do. Yisrael Chai. Okay. Iran, chaos for freedom. Margbar dictator. Okay. Chaos for freedom, body count, dozens, approximately 24, but the number is unclear due to clouding of the facts by state-run media. Honestly, there could be a body count in the hundreds. We really don't know. We know that hundreds have been arrested, and we know that dozens have been killed. But we don't know what those actual numbers are. Most recent news, Khamenei accuses Iran's enemy of stirring unrest. And now there is a link here that is the best timeline I've found of the events in Iran so far. It's from Ynet News, going all the way back to, you can go, just look back to Reuters 28 of last month. Hundreds protest against government. And then we have at least 9 killed. Moving on. Iran rocked by simultaneous rallies for the government and against the government. And then we have 2 demonstrators reportedly killed, and moving on from there. So you can see the progression and what it's gotten to. Now, it's a pretty shocking situation. Oh, my neck. I slept really weird. Okay. And back to the action. Check that link out. Ynet News does great reporting. We're going to be looking at a bunch of Manila Times. We actually have 5 Manila Times headlines to read to you. And I have entitled this section, The Philippines, a full spectrum of life and death news. First up is nature stories. Heavy rains cause flooding in Legazpi. So see how dangerous it is, how horrible it is for the infrastructure, and dangerous it is for the civilians in Manila for raining. Heavy rains, tropical depression, storms like that wreak havoc on the population. We also have red tide, which is something that affects ocean. Towns near oceans can decimate the food supply, and it can kill you. It really can. It's a dangerous virus. I think it's a poisonous spore or fungal growth in the water. So shocking to see how that still affects and how humans are basically powerless against it. And then we have a story of tragedy, which is absolutely heartbreaking. From what I gathered, the story is about... I'll just read the first line of the wife of a police officer who was abducted in KTV bar in North Cotabato reportedly died over depression on Tuesday after learning about her husband's fate. Really sad story. Just check it out. Very interesting to see the full spectrum of emotions in that very short, very well written article in Manila Times. It's good writing from them. Okay, and then we have a justice story. CCTV helps police arrest women's killers in Bacolod City. Closed circuit television CCTV footage helped police arrest the 2 suspects in the killing of a woman whose body was found at the public plaza in Barangay Payao, Binalbagan, Negros Occidental. Rosemary Fernandez, who is 55 years old. So they caught their killers. And that is... Now we're up to the last story, which is the War on Terror story. Follow-up to the violence I brought you yesterday. Goodness gracious. Okay, we have some sort of scammy thing happening on my phone. This is a Samsung Galaxy Note 8, and occasionally there will be like pop-ups or whatever that I can't tell if are actually from Samsung or if it's some sort of spam thing I'm getting from a news site, which is more likely the case. So I have to be very discerning in how I get rid of stuff on the screen. War on Terror. 300 ethnic families trapped in military and Bangsamoro Islamic freedom fighter clashes. If you remember, there was the body count report for yesterday included a terror attack by the Bangsamoro Islamic freedom fighters. Multiple roadside bombs being set off. So check this story out about how the the fighting between the good guys and the bad guys, which hate to be that cut and dry about it, but the Banksmore Islamic freedom fighters have really staked their claim as being bad guys that are no good for anybody down there. They're the new Maute. So it's open season on those scumbags, and it's also caused a lot of collateral damage, just like the fight against Maute did. So this is going to be the new big conflict to follow in Mindanao. And that does it for today for the Body Count Report for Wednesday, January the 3rd, 2018. Weird to say. Okay, I am Sully, and if I enlightened you to any story, whether or not it was the Fulani Herdsmen or the bus crash in Peru or the conflicts in the Philippines, please consider subscribing, or if you want to support, please consider supporting on Patreon and getting a t-shirt. Alright, much love, and I will be seeing you. As you can tell, I'm still in the cell phone lot on my workathon until I reach the unwritten goal of $100 a month pledge. I'm not going to be able to go back to doing the OBS Studio or edited videos until then. So this is Sully, working hard for you and to pay the bills, and I will see you tomorrow.